everyone. So, as you know, it friends, that today is the last day for the training, and in this training, we have gone through different type of phases. I would say different type of learning. Okay, uh, different type of phases and different type of learning. If I say we have discussed about different aspects. Okay, during the development time, like when we initiated our learning, so we had Node.js with us. Okay, we had just take a note. Okay, if you see carefully, we had Node.js with us when we initiated. Along with the Node.js, if you remember, we are also have called Angular also while working. So we had Node.js, we have called Angular. Along with this, we also have a called TS, which stands for TypeScript. So we also had Bootstrap as a tool, if you see. That also we had experience during the time of learning and Node.js, Angular, okay, we were called TypeScript, Bootstrap. Along with this, the one which we have learned, that is known as called your backend application development, and that is called what? And one more area which was very, very important we have learned, that is known as called microservices. Okay, so these are the areas where we have spent a lot of time during the development time. Okay, so if you realize it overall in a learning aspects, okay, uh, Node.js, if you think, we know it very well that it is primarily giving you the support for taking your JS to where to the server. So it is taking JavaScript to where to the server and offering you what? So when we talk about called Angular, what is an Angular? It is a front end framework. Are we clear? Front-end JavaScript-based framework intent for developing SPA. That stands for what? Single page application. If I ask you about a TypeScript, what is a TypeScript? It's a Angular and it's a superset. Okay. So you understand it's primarily designed for developing a Angular based application and it's a superset. Okay. That's what it is mainly useful for. And you talk about like in Bootstrap, what the Bootstrap has offered us. Come on, it offers CSS library, responsive web design CSS library, Spring Boot, if you see. It is for what? Designed for backend development, for monolithic application. When we talk about microservices, meant for so do you have any questions with regarding to this? Yes, everybody, please confirm. Do you people have any questions, any kind of query regarding to this? Anyone? Any kind of questions? What is there in your mind, which I can basically answer it? If it is not, I request you please type no in the chat window.
हो गया और ठीक है
Okay, so if you do not have any question, now let me try to quickly brief you about one of the very popular design pattern which is available theoretically. There's a design pattern named called Saga design pattern. Which design pattern? I'm talking about something known as called Saga design pattern. Now, in microservices, friends, this is one of the very interesting area which I'm trying to tell you now, which is known as called design patterns. Microservices, friends, comes with a very different varieties of design patterns, and every design pattern is different from each other. Out of those design pattern, okay, one very essential design pattern which is available to us, that is called Saga design pattern. Okay, now you might be thinking about what do you mean by Saga design pattern. So let me try to quickly brief you about what is the Saga design pattern. Let's take a look, guys. Think about a pattern name called Saga design pattern. Okay, so it is one of the very popular pattern which is available. So we have a problem statement with us. Okay, so you have three different type of services with you. Okay, we have a called history service, we have a called mailing service. Okay, and you also have a called what, analytics service. Three different type of services are available with us. Now, if I talk about transaction, we understand it very well. What is a transaction? It is a single unit of work, or you can say it is an atomic process where the multiple tasks would happen together. Okay, so transactions normally spread across different type of services, across different type of systems which are available. Okay, these are called transactions. So these are the four standard properties of transactions are available with us. Like we talk about acid, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability or durable. So these are all four very common. Okay, I would say transaction steps are available. Are you getting it, guys? So you talk about the problem statement. So we are talking about a statement like in within a single service, maintaining asset properties or transactions are easy. But when you talk about standard terms, like when you talk about like in cross management transaction requires cross service transaction strategy. That means different type of uh, applications when they're communicating with each other, maintaining a such kind of transactions are very difficult. Okay, so what you need to do here? So we want to understand the challenge. So what is a saga actually? They say it is a way to manage the data consistency across multiple microservices in a distributed scenarios. That's where the saga really comes into this picture. They say it's a sequence of transactions that update each services and publish a message or event to trigger the transaction into the next step. Okay. And if a step fails, the saga executes a compensation transaction that further, okay, stops any communication or any further movement of this particular transactions. Okay, so that's the saga really helps us. Now, when we talk about call, simple, straightforward, real-time example, if I say, so real-time example, I can take a word like imagine like you are going to the makemytrip.com, cleartrip.com. There are many websites today are available, and you have a scenario like you want to book a flight for any XYZ location, and after the flight is booked, you would like to book hotel, for number of days you want to stay there, and at the same time for the local sightseeing or for the local commuting, you also want to book a cab, because these three services will be provided by this particular portal, and you don't want to basically book it individually. Like when the flight is over, after that you will be opening up the cab car booking, and there from there you no, you want to basically book all three things under the one single process. That means once the flight is through, immediately they'll be sending a one mail saying that your flight is booked, and immediately it will jump to start booking your hotel. Clear? And once the hotel booking is through, it will go and start booking your car. But after the hotel booking is done, it will show you or send you a very simple message saying that your hotel booking is through, just like in flight booking. Now, here the idea is very simple. In your current project, okay, the transactions are happening across multiple microservice, because one microservice is booking car, another is flight, and another is your, I would say, cab or whatever it is, or hotel. So these three microservices wants to communicate with each other, okay, in a global transaction manner. And my also concern is, in case if any booking failed, suppose you talk about like your car booking is failed. Forget about car booking, let's talk about the flight booking, because unless you reach to the destination, you can't book the hotel. You won't make the hotel booking unless you first get your flight tickets done. Because there is no point of booking the hotel if you do not reach to the destination, and there's no point of booking the cab unless you have the hotel booking done, because the distance cannot be calculated. So that's a challenge where the multiple microservices wants to join together to perform a one single role. Okay. And how you going to be making it without touching any one of the microservice? So in such cases, we're talking about a Saga here. So Saga design pattern is the one of the pattern which is there available in microservice, which is responsible to offer you a kind of design idea to which this service you would be able to process it. Okay. And that's where the Saga comes into. Now, it is telling you very clearly, it is a sequence of transaction. Each local transaction update the database and publish the event for the next service. Okay, so if any service fails, then Saga will publish the compensation transaction to all the services which has performed a commit, saying that hey, you roll back because it is not going to happen. So normally there are three different type of transactions are available. We talk about compensable. This transaction cannot potentially be reserved for we can say processing. Other transaction with the opposite effects not possible because it is already failed. Pivot transactions is a go or no go point in a saga. If the pivot transaction commits, the saga runs, okay, until the completion. Means it doesn't stop, unlike compensation, but it continues. Are we clear? So a pivot transaction can be transaction that is neither compensable nor retrievable, or it can be the last compensation transaction or the first retrievable transaction in the saga. It says go or no go means what? Either it will execute or else it won't. Are we clear? So it says if the pivot transaction commits, the saga runs until the completion. It doesn't stop till that time. And last is called retrieval, which is responsible or guaranteed of success because it will run multiple times to confirm that the transaction is successful. So three different type of transactions are supported in Saga. So we talk about Saga implementation, we talk about choreography, and we talk about orchestration. Okay. So you think about a choreography. In choreography is a way in Saga implement the idea of distributed transaction. So What happens here? There will be one separate message broker where every single transaction, when it is completed, it goes and write its message in a message broker saying that, hey, I am done. Now it's invoked another service. When the other service is done, it goes and write it into the message broker and continues. Are we clear? Due to some reason, if anything is failed, the furthermore transaction would not be executed ahead. Clear? That's the benefit what you get it. Okay. So this is the good when you have a simple workflow with the no addition services really required to be get added, and there's no single point failure. That's the best part of this choreography. But drawbacks are few because it is little confusing depending on cyclic. Cyclic means what, one is depending on another. Okay. And integration test is difficult in a choreography. Orchestration. They say orchestration is good. Benefits are many and drawbacks are less. So what happens in orchestration? They say it is designed for the complex process. Are we clear? With the service can be added at any given point of time. Okay. When you want, there's a control over the participants. Participant means what? The one who are performing the transactions and the control over the flow of activities. There's no cyclic dependency. There's a clear separation of concern. Clear? Drawbacks are what? Little bit design complexity and additional point of failure. But what happens in orchestration here? Like here, the flow is maintained where I will just explain that to you how it is different. You see about there's one property variable name called what? Order service. Okay, history service, mailing service, and analytics service. So this is the order service example. Saga will start, request will send to the history. It will tell the history to execute its job. History will do its job, and you ping purple color. What you see, it is nothing but a called database. So it does the process of its own, process the request, and send the response back to the Saga execution coordinator saying that I am done. Okay, so it go back to the Saga logs and write the logs because the transition was successful. Okay, then it initiates another request, which is a mailing request, and also it does the same job. So Saga execution coordinator is coordinating between the logs as well as the different type of transaction service which are playing an important role. And furthermore, by this one. So here the transactions are completed. Every service will perform its transaction, and after finishing it, your Saga coordinator will try to write the logs inside a Saga log, and the Saga is end. Now another type of service. Request is sent to the history service. It was successfully executed. Request was written in a Saga log. Now it is initiated mailing service. But what happened? Mailing service could not execute. It got failed, and the logs are written inside a Saga log. Now it knows it very well. There's a service failure happen. So what would happen? It will compensate. Compensate means what? The previous, are we clear? History service before the mailing service which was executed, that will get compensated. Mailing service was anyways failed, but history service will also get compensated saying that, hey, I'm compensating because the data before you commit, it has to be because the commit will only happen when the complete process get executed under the one unit. But here it is compensating saying that, hey, you rolled back. In the Saga's end, analytics service could not be executed. Okay, so the question is very simple. When to use Saga? When you need to ensure database consistency without any tight coupling. Okay, rollback when it fails. Less suitable for tightly coupled transactions which are too much dependent on each other. And there's a cyclic dependency. So this is what the Saga design part. Everybody, are you all clear? So this Saga design patterns are very, very important and essential for the regular and usual development, where the user can experience the best way of handling the transaction in a distributed environment. Are we clear, everyone? Got it? Great. Now I would like to open up the same Eclipse which yesterday we have started. It is launching now. Please open the project which you have developed yesterday. Okay. And that was nothing but a called caching example, if you remember. And here in user service, we had this caching enabled. Okay, so we enabled this cacheable right over there. Now I want to make a small change in my controller. Okay, I would like to also say public string remove data, and I say we say data removed and say return, and do one thing, use at the rate get mapping, delete, and use one more technique here. If you remember yesterday, we were using some cacheable, what was the name, value equal to EMP cache. What I'm doing now here, I'm saying at the rate cache evict value equal to, we have to give the same value. Got what? EMP cache. Just do this. So what you have to say, do, I'm trying to tell you now. This cache evict is responsible to remove all the data from the cache, which name is called EMP cache. So what yesterday you've done, first time when you loaded the record from application, it was not cached, but next time it got cached using at the rate cacheable. But if you try to call this function, remove data by using this EMP URL, when you call delete, okay, what would happen? It'll try to delete everything which was there in a cache. And due to what, if you try to call which function again, come on, just load EMP while using which statement slash welcome. Are we clear now? It will once again go and hit the backend to load the record because this will try to remove everything from the cache. Kariappan, Abhi, Ravindra, are you clear now? Everybody, please confirm. Are you all clear? So please go back to the code, the one which you developed it yesterday, and try to perform this cache evict and check. So what the steps will be? The step will be you will be accessing the slash welcome one or two times. First time it will hit the backend, second time it won't hit the backend. But third time you'll be calling the delete, and once again you'll be calling this and see what happens. Try it and check and let me know, please. No, no, no. Listen, Kariyappan, it is not like that. After performing the delete operation, if we hit the welcome API call three times, it'll only hit one time. Because when you talk about deleting it from the cache, So you'll be deleting the cache only one time. So first time it will hit the backend. Next time it will once again start loading from where? From the cache. Because it will once again establish the cache for you. Because backend, if you see here in a user service, we still have a cache behind the scene. Kaliappan, are you getting it now? Okay. Guys, please confirm about the other status. If it is working fine for you, so I want to try the same thing. Saket, Kaliappan, Ravindra, everybody. I want to apply the same thing, same strategy inside my database too. So you remember NSE Spring Boot MVC DB, which we have used it. Here in the same example, if you remember, we had one repository, we had one service, app service, you remember or not? So I want to apply the similar strategy while loading the data from the database. See, here it is loading it from where? Come on, here it is loading from where? From the backend, not from the database. I want to really practically see what it is happening. So in your SAT, NSE Spring Boot MVC demo, I want to apply the similar annotations. So inside your whether option I can user repo, yeah, load all. Here I also want to apply what? At the rate caching. You see, like the similar annotation I want to apply here called what? At the rate cacheable. So I want to apply at the rate cacheable here in this function, which is loading the data from the database. Sanket, are you clear? Kalyapan, Ravindra, are you guys getting it now? So apply it at the rate cacheable here. Okay. And remember one thing, but I at the same time I also want to make sure that if somebody add the data in a backend, you're getting my point. If anybody try to add any data in a backend, so if your cache is enabled, it won't get you the updated data because it won't hit the database again. So you want to use one strategy. If anybody try to perform any insert, update, or delete in a database, so you have to also use what? Cache effect by your own. So that the moment somebody insert the record, immediately the cache will get invalidated for you. So once again, when you say load all, you will gonna get the fresh data. So load all will be using at the rate cacheable here. Are we clear? And the moment you talk about what? Everybody, which one? Either update user or delete user. You put at the rate cache effect here. So the moment you delete it, so what would happen? This next time when the user will load the data, he or she would not get what? The old data, because this time it will once again hit the database to load the fresh set of records. So put at the rate cacheable here and put that cache effect on rest of the annotation. But remember one thing, you have to add what? Come on, the dependency, which is a pom.xml file, and add the rate enable cacheable inside your main application. Are you clear? Everybody, please everyone confirm, are you all clear? Everyone, guys, please confirm, are you all clear with the requirement? Okay. So now please go ahead and make it happen and let me know. Please go back in this code, NSEIT Spring Boot MVC Dev in a app service. Try this out and let me know by typing that in the chat window. I want to see that this logic is working on your database level or not. That's okay, Kalyapan, but I just wanted to check the error, why it is coming up. Make sure that you have the necessary dependencies in place. Just check. Make sure that you also use component scan, entity scan. These all annotations you have to make sure that it is working there. Yes, very much. Entity scan and enable JPA repositories and give the package name there. You see, like here, how we have given it here in my application. You remember these two annotations are compulsory. Okay. And make sure annotations related to the caching should also be there with the necessary dependencies. Let me know if it is working fine. Ravindra, please tell. So what is the challenge, Kalipal here? Like, why it is not working? So what happened, Kalipal? Where you think like it is not working for you? Tell me first of all, did you add the dependencies here? If I just open this example called profiles demo. So like here, I can see this cache. Sorry. I just take it as a dependency. Okay. And here in my DB part, in my format.xml file, let me paste it. Okay. I'm adding it here. Number one. After this, what the next step will be? Come on, we were using here in our current project in profiles demo, we were using this statement like in what? Come on, enable caching. So this annotation we have to also use here in our main project. Enable caching. And what next we have to do? To use add direct cacheable annotation, if you remember, when we talk about this services, so we were using something called user service. So we were using cacheable value equal to emp cache. This I'll be using it where in my service, once again in my app service. So here, when I talk about load on, okay, so this I'll be saying what user cache. Are we clear? And to just check if it is working fine or not, what I can do, this out inside method. Okay, that's what we are trying to do. Now let's close this. Okay, and here I'm launching this applications too. Let the application start. So the URL name which is there for this controller will be called load on. Okay. Main app slash load on. Guys, you see this inside method is getting called. Once again, I refresh, you see it is not getting called inside method again. Even if I clear it also, see, it is not getting called. Kaliappan, are you able to see this now? Was that working for you earlier? So what else? If I say delete part, if you see here in my service, app service, when we talk about delete user. Okay, this is called public what delete user. So we'll be adding what? At the rate cache evict. User cache. So that's what I'm trying to say. If you try to add the records here, like let me try to check with the delete part first. So you'll get your answers automatically. Because when I say cache evict, so this should get automatically hit rather than taking it from the backend. So we have a called delete user. Let me see in my app controller, do we have this find user slash name? What's the name? find user main app slash find user slash name. Are we clear? So we are calling this initially according to my code. What is happening? I have to use the same browser first. Let me go back to the Eclipse, clearing this. Let me hit the console. See, it will say inside method because it will load the first time because the cache is not there. Are we clear? I'm just clearing this. Okay, once again, I'm saying moving. You see, it is not doing it anything because it is taking from the cache. Here, you see, wait, in header I kept something weird. Okay, so it was just a request. What is the name? Once again, app computer, find user slash name with a delete mapping, find user main app slash name. Oh, cross origin, I kept it. Let me comment this. That's what the challenge was because cross origin was supposed to be stopped. Let it get relaunched. So here itself, we will get the solution, Kaliyapan and Ravindra and everybody. Okay, let me clear this. Okay, it is hitting. It is not hitting. User not found. Are we clear? User not found, it is there. And here in our browser, see now, here it is happening. It's working fine. But Kaliyapan, the thing is like here, that option of adding the user interface is not working for me because I do not have this adding portion added here. It is just a demo, but in user interface is having some trouble. That's why it is there from very first day. Otherwise, it is going to work. Okay, for sure it would have been work, but the concept is same. Okay, everybody, the concept is same. Sure, Kalyapan, you can. Do one thing, Kalyapan. First of all, show me the code. I want to see the code first. Comment this line and also go back to your with annotations you've kept it. I want to see that also. Min, where's the annotation? Well, no, where the annotations you've kept it, like add the rate cacheable and all. User cache, fine. So where you're revecting the cache and do one thing, cache evict, wait. So when you want to perform this, what a part of you are adding, where the adding user is doing like, no. Like first time the cache is going to work for cache. But where the problem is like you're saying like it is not working for you. For deleting after that it is not working or where? So where is the adding record user? Can you show me the add user part? It is update user, not adding the user, no? Where the add user portion? Here you have to put na at the rate cache evict. Value equal to user cache. Same thing. And after that put comma and say control space and say here that what to say all entries equal to true. Control space. No. They remove the two and say control space. Control space. Just say true. No, that's it. You put true. Are we clear? That is how you need to make it. Kaliappan, this is what the reason was. Hope you're all clear. Now I can stop the screen. Okay, so that was a mistake. Okay. I hope you got it. Kaliappan, hope you're clear with the concept now. Okay. Well, everybody, so that's it. We are keeping it for today. So the main intention was to help you to understand what logic we are trying to implement in our current development. Okay. And I'm sure like everybody is pretty clear. So guys, it has been almost 2 months since we are talking with each other. We have tried our level best to give you all those best experience whichever we can basically give it to you. In last 2 months you guys see every day morning time we are spending time with each other to learn something new, and so many topics we have explored in last so many days. You can't add anything like in static and images. Yes, you can add static and images, but right now it is the method level cache only, Ravindra. It only caches your method level cache. So whatever goes under the method, you can keep it because these are a method level cache. Okay, Ravindra. So it primarily meant for holding the particular data. So Ravindra, Kaliappan, everybody, Barnali, Mahadevan, Nazreen, Saket, Tanisha, Yogesh, Abhi, Akansha, Manmohan. Overall, in this development of these 2 months, I'm sure that the overall learning experience whichever we have created has really given you the idea of like how this is Spring Boot microservices. You talk about Angular, Node.js, and multiple things we have done. So, guys, did you all enjoy? Everyone? Thank you very much, friends. Because see, we are trying our level best to make sure that whatever the best experience we can create it for you, we are making it. Okay. And in future also in your upcoming courses, wherever the best possible we can accommodate, we will be always there for you. Okay. So I'm sharing the link with all of you for all the materials for boot and microservices. Are we clear? Which will be helpful for you, okay, to get it accessible, all the things whichever we have discussed so far. So I'm sharing this link with everyone of boot and microservice, which you can get it. Did you receive this link in a chat, friends? Great. So friends, it was really a pleasure experience while working with all of you. Okay, so the time what we have spent together, okay, it was really great. Okay, I would say it is in shorten of words, the overall experience which we have got it with all of you. Okay, so once again, friends, I would say thank you very much for your entire experience, whatever you people have given to us. Okay, it was really awesome. Okay, so I'm really happy. Okay, uh, to get such a wonderful audience in this recent time. You people were really hardworking overall and trying your level best to make the things work. Thank you very much, friends, for your entire experience, what you have given to us. Okay, and I'm sure you people have equally enjoyed the session, the one which you have offered. Okay, because the journey never ends, it continues going on. Okay, but the only thing is, I would say, like, please be in touch. Okay, wherever the best possible, even for the offline, if you need any kind of help or support, do let us know. We'll be more happy to support you wherever the best possible from our end. Okay, so it was a really great time with all of you, friends. Morning time, I know it very well. It is quite difficult for everybody to get up, but unless you get up, you really don't get any new things. So it's something which is we have got in last 2 months, and now we are used to with each other. Every morning when I wake up, I know that is a session which is waiting for me, and I just come, sit, and discuss with you and do a lot of activities. Okay, so guys, be in touch. Take good care of yourselves. You are gonna be starting with your next journey from tomorrow. But before that, friends, there is a one quick link which I'm sharing with you. Okay, so this is a feedback form from the learning deck. I request you to all, please fill this and with your valuable time. Okay, and I'm also sharing my uh, email ID also. So in case if you have any kind of doubts, any kind of question, feel free to drop a mail to me. Wherever the best option I can get you, I can make it for you. Because we know it very well, training ends, but the relationship not. So it continues. So once again, thank you very much, friends, for the overall experience. Take good care of yourself. Stay safe, stay happy, and enjoy. Okay. And please do not forget to fill up the feedback forms. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and take good care of yourself. Okay. Thank you very much, friends.